Okay, so from the GitLab.
Right.
Okay. But...
yeah. So we want a fork of this. Now, by default, this is going to fork to your GitLab account, not to your GitHub account. There are ways to move a project in between these different Git hosts, GitLab and GitHub, but that's beyond the scope of what we can accomplish today. Okay, so for best use of time, let's fork to your or whatever GitLab account you want to.
I got just make a namespace.
No, you would have to do that elsewhere in your Git account. So as you can see, right, a certain level of Git awareness is necessary to use this template in the first place. That's not going to be the case for much longer. Okay, this is the case because this is early development, and we've been relying on devs to use it so far. But we're working on an easier install option.
Please select.
Here you can remove your search. Just use one of those namespaces that's available. Okay. Now you made a public repo. Now anybody can clone this. And the reason to clone a repo is to work on that instance. Okay, so that's good, right? Originally, you cloned the template itself, right? And so you were working on the template. And there's other Git tools we can use to manage that. But for anybody making a copy of this template so that they can start to play with it, you just saw how to fork it, and now we can clone it locally. If you have SSH set up for your GitLab account, you can use the top link, but that's also unnecessary and a little beyond scope. So now you're still going to want this old version because you have some content there that you're going to want to move over to the new one. So let's do cd ... to go up a directory. I think ls still works here. It worked a minute ago. Just ls enter, right? So you can see that in this directory, you've got one subdirectory. The name of it is Andamio LMS frontend template. Fine. Now we can run that git clone command that you just copied. I think you put, yeah, here we go. Good. Run that. Good. This takes a moment just because it's downloading what's there in the repo. Good. Now you can cd into that directory you just made. So it'll be, if you type cd and then start typing Dework, then tab, it'll auto-complete. There you go. Okay. And then we can run git status here. And okay, you're on the main branch, fine. In order to run it, there's documentation in the repo. So if you just go back to the repo to see where this is in the browser, and scroll down on this page, right? We just cloned it. That's great. You just changed directory. Your directory name is different. That's good because you gave it a different name when you cloned. Now we just have to run yarn and then yarn dev. You had yarn installed last time we did this, didn't you?
I think there's npm something. npm
okay.
content.
That's fine. We can move to npm. So the way to do that, you'll just have to do one thing. You see the yarn.lock file in your Explorer? Down at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
delete that. Now you can run npm install, and that should work. This creates a new file called package.json. You can see it, excuse me, not package.json.
Yes,
There's going to be a new file showing up in just a moment called package lock. Oh, why didn't that work? There's a few reasons this might be happening. It might be that you have a different version of npm. It might be a problem on my end, or it might just be an issue of how Windows is working right now. We're not going to be able to run npm run dev until we're able to run npm install successfully. But let's just try. Do you see how it says this? You can retry this command with -- force or -- legacy peer deps. Let's try legacy. Well, okay. Yeah, that might work too. So thanks again. Yeah, this is we're not meeting expectations this call, and I'm really sorry about that, everybody. But this is the early work of trying to kind of build up all of our collective development capacity. And one of the things I'm trying to do at Gimbalabs is kind of blur the line between devs and non-devs a little bit more. I believe it's a dangerous binary to think that you're either one or the other. And I do want us to have enough literacy to participate in early stage projects like this one. So thanks for trying this. All right, it looks like the force thing worked. And do you see how now in your file explorer, you once again have a node modules folder? Yeah. That's a good sign. And you can see there's now a package-lock.json file, which is similar to a yarn.lock file. Okay, so we were originally using yarn in this project, but now we're successfully using npm. That's good. So yeah, try npm run dev. Let's see if that works. Great. And now you've got it running locally, and you'll be able to see that in the browser. Cool. There's our template.
Yeah, actually this was the most important to get this running. The only difference now is that the cloning address should now be this, right?
Correct.
Or it's a forking address for others too.
Right. Anybody who wants to start from your work, creating a Dework PBL, can fork your repo. Anybody who wants to start from scratch can use the Gimbalabs template that we started from today. And either approach is fine.
So if I want to add to Tevo's repo, then I'm gonna clone his repo. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Yes. If you want to collaborate directly on the instance that Tevo started right here, you can simply clone. You don't need to fork. Let's do this session again. I recognize that we're asking a lot of people who want to be early testers of this by expecting so much from the Git perspective. And I owe you guys better documentation and the easiest possible way to start testing this thing. We are building systems so that in the long run, obviously, this won't all be necessary. But that takes another level of work that we're just making progress on right now. I'm sorry for the ultimately probably unsatisfying approach here. Yeah, Andre.
No, I wanted to click thumbs up, but then I raised my hand. No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I appreciate it. All right,
Right.
we'll keep it going, and Tevo, follow up with questions. Yeah, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah, thank you for joining. And ourselves with the next meeting will be bi-weekly in 2 weeks. And there we will jump again into lessons and like reviewing what we already have. So we're putting this developer work either to a different cadence or have a different meeting altogether just to get this done.
Yeah, I'll have something better for you. Yeah, we focused on Catalyst for the last few weeks instead of actually building shit. And so I'm excited to get back to building shit. All right, see you guys soon.